Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make a thumbnail, a Fortnite thumbnail like this, with a character, a background, and all this. This was originally taught by Lachlan a few years ago on a HyperX, not HypeX, a HyperX crash course. So I will show you what to do to make a Fortnite thumbnail. I don't know if this will work for other games. Alright, so since this was Lachlan's idea, we're going to be using his skin today. So we're going to go into creative, and we're going to do this. Now, you can do either or, but I'm going to go into create. You can also do my games and do favorites and do studio. Now, that's only if you have this code in. If you don't, the code is 515101386400. And then that will launch the studio that was made by Boomer, which is another YouTuber. Okay, so now once you're in here, go over to the portal and then type in the code or go to your recent islands or favorites. I favorited it, so it's easy. And then go on in. Now, before we go in there, though, make sure that you do have, to make this work, you're going to need shadows on, you're going to need effects on. You're going to need both of those on so that this will work, and you'll see why in a second. Because if you look over there, there are lights. Now, without shadows and meshes on, or sorry, yeah, meshes, or effects, I'm so sorry, effects, I'm tired, that light will not appear. So if I were to turn that off, shadows and effects, it looks like that. Now, the reason why you can't just turn effects on is because that pops up, but the whole room is still really bright, so you can only kind of see it there. It's still really hard. And then turn shadows on. Now, you're not going to have these on forever if it's lagging out your computer, just so you can make the thumbnail. So let's say the Boombo comes back. So we take the Boombo, and we're going to walk all the way over here. We're just going to make a few poses with it. So we'll do one scoping in, one like this, where we don't have it armed, where we're holding it back, scoped in, maybe shooting a little bit, jumping with it, crawling with it, crawling a little bit with it. And then that's basically it. Maybe do one up back a little bit, and then shoot again. So then once you do that, now that's all you do, you leave creative. Now we're going to go over to our replays. Now, one quick note. If you do not see this in your replays, I will show you what to do. You're going to need to go into here. Into the settings tab, the game tab. And you're going to go all the way down to the bottom, go to replays, and go to record creative mode replays. You're going to turn that on and then redo what I just did. But you should have it on already. I believe it's on by default. Now go to your top replay. The first one that's up here, press decline on that one unless you don't want the unsaved replays if that pops up. Then once we get in here, you will go to the clip where you're doing it. Now let's say I wanted it where it's just cocked back like this. Now we're going to go into drone free. We're going to click this little icon here, and we're going to get into the position I want. Now, there are a few things that could differ here for you. If you are on Windows, then what I recommend doing is taking a screenshot of this. And same thing if you're on Mac, but there's a few ways you can do it. I don't have a Mac, I'm using Windows right now, and I haven't had a Mac for like 4 years, so I forget how to do it on there, so sorry about that. But there is a way to screenshot stuff on there. But if you're on a Windows, there are 2 ways you can do it. If you have ShareX, there's 3. If you have ShareX, which is a Steam app, it's pretty popular, so there's a good chance you might have it. Then use that and just don't cut out the whole thing, but just cut out the area that you're in, so that makes it easier for you. Also, if you're on Windows, this is built in. This is what I like to do so it doesn't take up space. Hold in the Windows key, Shift S, and then it's basically ShareX, but it's made by Windows. It's not made by a third party. And then you can copy it, and it'll copy it to your clipboard, so it won't save to your files. Or you can just do print screen depending on what kind of keyboard you have. Now do not close this out yet. We are still going to use it later. Again, sorry Mac users. Now if you have Photoshop, use this, but I do not currently have Photoshop, so I'm going to use a website called Photopea, and it is basically Photoshop but free and not as many features. but it's not made by Photoshop, but it's just a website. It's not going to do anything to your computer. Now we're going to either import it or press Control V if you did it the way that I did it. Copy and paste, which is again Windows key Shift S, and then it'll come up. Now, once we have this fitted here, we're going to take this magic wand button and get rid of all the green around it. The reason we're doing this is because it was a green screen. Now you don't want green on the actual, you're not going to want green on the actual thumbnail, right? Okay, sorry, it crashed. So, I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, don't press F, don't press 4. So, we're going to take this magic wand now and delete all the green. And again, we're doing this because we don't want green, or at least I don't want green in any of my thumbnails. And even if you are using green in your thumbnails, don't keep this, because you can just put it over it. Now, we did most of it, but if you can see, there's still like a ton of green excess left everywhere. So we're going to use the lasso tool, which is one above the magic wand, and just get rid of all of it. So carefully draw around your character, just so you can get rid of all that. Actually, that's not what you want to do. I'm sorry. You want to draw around and just little bits of it at a time and get rid of it. So we're going to, I might cut off just put a bit, but that's fine. You're not going to see his foot. So we're going to just cut off all this excess stuff right here. And then we have a pretty decent looking thumbnail. Now, I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this as it's just a show thumbnail, but it's just as a little tutorial. So here we have it now. So I'm going to make it a bit big just so it takes up half of the thumbnail. And now this is where this comes back into play now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go find a nice area out here. So let's just say, whoops. What if we just go all the way over here, take a little picture. I'm so sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. So we'll take a little picture right here. So go over here maybe, get a nice picture for the background. And if you have that FPS counter over there, I don't recommend putting that in there. So now we're back over here. We copy and paste it again. Now we put it at behind layer 1 so that it appears back here. Zoom in a little bit. And then we're going to add some text. Now the font I use is the font FORTNITE uses itself. I use the font called Luckiest Guy, and it looks like this. It looks like the font Fortnite uses, and that's because it is the font Fortnite uses. They use the font called Luckiest Guy, and I think it looks pretty nice as well. So how about we make it white? That looks nice, and then we can move it around a little bit, maybe scale it tiny little bit, put it over here. How to make Fortnite thumbnails, and then there you go. You have a thumbnail. That's basically all there is to it. It's pretty relatively simple. And then what you want to do is, if you're making this for YouTube, you want to go to PNG or JPEG, but I prefer PNG. And you can only upload thumbnails that are 2 megabytes or less. So see how this is 4.4 megabytes? Keep everything the same here, except you're going to change the quality from 100 to 99. I don't recommend using the bar though. Just type it in 99, and then it'll go to below 2. Now, if it doesn't, when you go to 99, go to 98, and just go down by 1% every time until you get to 2 or below. So then you can use it as a thumbnail. So then we're going to click Save here, and then we go on over to YouTube. We just go to Upload Video. Select Files, select your file, and then there you go. You have your thumbnail, and then you have to upload the video. But that's literally all there is to it. It's relatively simple in my opinion. So yeah, but that's how you make a Fortnite thumbnail. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, please consider liking and subscribing. And if you want to see all my videos when they come out, please hit the like button. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in another video. Bye-bye.